Over to Ray, the attorney.
Good morning. This is going to be a very short meeting, I think. Okay. The reason I wanted this meeting to occur is because there's a process of purchasing property that's step-by-step. I call it a recipe under the law. We have to go step-by-step doing certain things. I would like to handle this, I'd like you to handle this for maximum transparency over and above that the statute, because it's a new project for you, and there'll be questions down the road. I'd like to make sure you know that you can answer those questions and you know get what the answers are before that comes. Public Records Act. The clerk treasurer will have copies of everything you do, and anybody can get that with going through the right procedures under the statute to get copies. So what I'd like to do is even here, here's my idea, like maybe you get some feedback from you. When we have documents for Sue to sign in her position that you created for her under that resolution you passed last time, I would, rather than call a meeting every time, which means we're going to be meeting probably way too much, she should be directed to immediately when she gets any kind of paper that's or contract, whatever, dealing with this subject matter, she send everybody a copy, okay? And you can read it, and then if you have questions or you want to call a meeting to discuss something, you can do it. Otherwise, we would just go forward with over and above transparency, like I said, would not have to meet unless you wanted to, or one of the council
Now,
members.
who are you referring to, the clerk treasurer or the town manager?
As to what
As
situation?
far as referring to them?
Well, town manager is kind of like you're in a different situation.
Yeah.
Like your mayor or your governor, if it was a state. She's the one that's going to handle everything, and that's pursuant to the Indiana law, pursuant to that resolution that I drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got it. If you look at the resolution, there's again a recipe of things for her to do. Okay, and you don't have to have a meeting with her every time to do that.
Can you make a motion to give her authority?
You already did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did in your resolution. But I wanted to call this just to let you know where you are procedurally and what you could do to move this along quicker. Is not to have a meeting like this every time there's a contract or something comes up. Just just spend a lot of time doing that. So anyway, any questions so far?
Yeah, as far as any documents and that Tammy would have, I think the council should be put in their box. We need those. We need to have those so we can look at.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Tammy.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of document that
goes to the town manager or
right.
whatever
Anything she's
comes
looking
to
at
us
or I'm
also.
looking at, let's send it to each council member.
Mhm.
And it's open to the public to get a copy of that if they want it. And that would be up for treasurer to handle that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
I just wanted to clarify that.
yeah, the only reason, that's why I said this meeting will be brief, because what I want to stress is that this is a procedure I think I'd like to use. It's faster. It's not as cumbersome having a meeting, trying to get everybody together.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look at this at your leisure. If you've got a question, you can certainly ask Sue. You can call me. You know, everybody knows I got my number, and that's about it. Like, we did not need a meeting really to decide on the appraiser, but that's an important aspect of her duties, and I think every council member should have a copy of it.
So
Mhm.
just to interject, I called 5 different companies. 3 got back with me. two sent me quotes and the other one rescinded. He sent me a quote also, but then he called the next day and rescinded because Ray said you gotta use the Indiana statute. And when I told him that, I don't know that he could follow through with that, so he rescinded. So I have two there. I will make you guys copies and you guys can check it out.
Yeah, and Sue, you had mentioned to me before, the guy that owns the Legion, he is buying another building and he
Yes.
needs the appraisal within 4 weeks. We're 5 weeks out with this appraisal. What's gonna happen, Ray, when he loses his building? Are we gonna lose the Legion?
Hopefully not. I think what I talked to Sue earlier, we have to sit down with him and discuss an offer to purchase with contingencies.
That's what I thought we could do too,
So, to make sure we get it,
that he knows we're in good faith,
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
want it. We're
and,
not gonna back out.
and there's another thing called an option to buy. We would give him an option to buy it. There's gotta be some consideration that passes, which means money, it could be $1. So I had a lot of deeds, see $1, another valuable consideration, part of the deed that you have here. We could work something out with him that would lock both of you in. at a certain
And him
price.
in.
And him.
Yeah,
Good.
okay, because
We need that.
they wanna close on the 15th of July. So our appraisals might not be back by then, so.
Yeah, you can, well, we'll talk to him about that, but I would prefer just an option with, say, a 30-day option.
Okay,
That we will pay him $100, whatever, so there's consideration, monetary consideration for that option,
okay.
okay?
How many quotes are we required to get?
Two,
And we got to.
you got two.
I've got two, yes.
How come we can't go ahead and proceed to buy?
Well,
They're not done yet. The
Yeah.
appraisals haven't been done.
He got two.
Yeah, but
no, we don't.
formality hasn't been done.
We've got two that will do the appraisal.
Well, I thought they two.
No, they haven't done it yet. Tammy just sent it off
I
on
sent them
Monday,
on
so.
Yeah.
to the appraisers after Sue signed them.
No, they two.
No, and I dealt with valuation, because I was city attorney at Lake Station when they built the complex,
Mhm.
complex. And we had, and I still have, I think it's 4 or 5 banker boxes worth of paperwork that I have on that case. But I worked with valuation before, and they're very good. Wow. In Sharita?
Einstra,
Einstra.
E-E-N, yeah, it's
I've not-
pronounced with an I,
Yeah.
so.
However, as long as they've got a certificate that they're approved by the state certificate that they can do commercial municipal appraisals, they're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they both do, so,
Yeah.
anyway, so, I think I put copies in everybody's boxes, so you guys could come up and get them, so.
My advice would be, would make a motion today that, so go ahead and hire both and sign the contracts for both of them to get the appraisals going.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a motion to approve Sue to hire both of these appraisers to go forward with our building?
Jim made the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Any nays?
No,
Okay, make sure I have that in minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's all I had. Questions?
yeah, anybody have any questions on this now?
So just as soon as they come in, you'll let us know, right?
Soon
You'll
as
put
I
us
get
the
them,
copies
you guys-
in, okay.
Yeah, all copies of anything pertaining to this will go in our boxes. So we have a folder on this.
And it's anything pertaining to this whole project,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
because we,
As soon as she gets the two votes in, we can have a meeting to buy the building, what's that?
well, let's,
What's that procedure?
you got to purchase, the next step would be purchase the building.
Right.
Okay. Let me work with Sue on, and maybe the other party involved with an option to buy, because we want this
Yeah,
building, but we can only pay X amount of dollars. They want to get rid of this building.
We want to secure it.
Right.
I talked to him this morning, so I invited him to the meeting, but he was tied up with another
Well,
job.
that's okay, because mainly what we're gonna talk about working with him is going to tie both of you into the purchase of the building for X amount of dollars.
Okay.
And that if the appraisal comes in for less than the sales price, there's a mechanism where you can still pay, the extra if you want to.
I don't look for it to come in undervalued,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
I don't want to take the chance. Let's give whatever he wanted. Let's go
Right, yeah,
ahead and give it to
right.
him.
I think, that's what you're doing.
Because otherwise we're going to be out.
Yeah, so that's about it. Any other questions on the procedure here or anything?
Anybody have any questions? Guys?
Okay.
Okay.
And you can always get a hold of me through Sue.
Or I can give you a cell phone.
Okay, yeah, you may do that.
Okay, Sharon, you can make a motion to adjourn then.
All right. Does the council have any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Tammy,
Instead of the,
when I fill this out, will you